Okay, so I'm going to start with an example just to show how quick and easy it is to get set up here. As you can see, we've got index.php, we've got an Nginx configuration, and a Docker Compose. So this is just a super basic hello world in PHP, and a very typical Docker Compose here with Nginx and PHP. So if we pop over to our README, our quick start here, we're basically going to just add Svelte SSR service from our pre-built Docker image from Svelte Archipelago. Alright, so the important thing here is that we give read-only access to PHP source files. And so this is where our PHP source lives. And then it's also required to pass this in as an environment variable here. Now this is all configurable, where our Svelte components are going to live, what our Svelte dev server URL is, ports, the mode of production versus dev, but we're just going to run the defaults here. And then here, under PHP, our existing backend service, we're also going to go ahead and grab this environment variable. It's going to make it easy for us to point towards our service. So let's go ahead and run Now I've already pulled these, but so you're not seeing it pull there. I've already got these installed locally. But we should be running on 8080. Okay, so we've got hello world there. So now what we want to do our source folder, and we're going to just run npm create svelte archipelago. Okay, so we've created the scaffold for the front end. We'll just go into our Svelte folder here and install dependencies. Okay, so what did that get us? Maybe I'm crazy and that was there the whole time, but we'll see. So let's see, we've got some assets, and looks like we've got one component here in our library. We've got svelte config, vite config, we've got everything we need. So the way we're going to call our svelte components is very, very simple. It's literally just an HTTP request to our Svelte SSR URL, where we're going to pass in the path to our component and any props that we want. And I just so happen to have this here. You can ignore this. We'll do this in a little bit, these top two. So Svelte SSR lib puzzle with props which are null at the time. Okay, so let's build our bundles. And this is running. So let's see what we've got here. Wow. And this is what we start with. So nice little puzzle. A fun Svelte UI. Pretty cool. So it's going to tell us here, try implementing persistent state on your backend. So if I refresh this page, each time we're getting a different setup here. It would be a bit nicer if we could store our state. So let's see how we can do that. Well, it told us to look for sync state. Okay. Well, it's just going to post our game state. So what is our game state? Okay, looks like it's just the state of our game. That makes sense. So here if we start a session with PHP, we create this function that's going to get the body that's posted to our server, and it's going to set the game state from the JSON that we received in a session variable and exit. So if we're receiving a post, we're going to set the client state, and we can see here we're going to get that out of our session variable, and if we have it, we're going to pass it in as props right here, back to our Svelte tab. So let's see. Oh, look at that. If I refresh the page, still there. And if we go again, we get that. So it's that simple. Now, this is alongside any other server rendered stuff we want to do in PHP. I'm not going to really demo that, but in the real world, you'd probably have quite a bit of server rendered content. Some of that can be in Svelte, some of it could be in PHP or Ruby or Rust, Golang, whatever you want. So what about development? Well, let's try something here. So we're going to stop this. Now we're going to say Svelte node development. And we're going to run up. Here we're going to run dev. Okay, so you can see we have a vdev server running at 5173. We don't need to go to 5173. We'll just keep working here in our standard PHP server. But the difference is, if we come over here to puzzle, down here at the bottom of our wrapper, let's add an H2 and say HMR. Alright, so there you go. We can feel free to style or do whatever we want, just like we were working in the Svelte SBA or Svelte application, except it's server rendered, and it's server rendered from any backend.